so on to the fairway woods here now. So once again, we'll have 3 options like we had with last year as well. So we're going to have our Sim 2 Titanium. We're going to have our Sim 2 Max, which will be a little bit more forgiving than the Tie. And also have our Sim Max 2 D-Type. This will just have a little bit more internal heel weighting. So for the players that generally have a little bit more of a fade bias, we can put them into this D-Type fairway wood to help kind of reduce that miss to the right. So all 3 of these are going to have a little different actual head sizes on here. The Sim 2 Tie, so this will be more of our, generally towards kind of the lower handicaps. A little bit of smaller head shape on there, a little bit more compact, so a little bit more of kind of what we would get from our tour feedback and kind of what kind of products they want to look at, but also what they're looking for in terms of shaping. As we get to the Sim Max, it's actually a little bit larger head profile on here.
It's definitely noticeably bigger for sure, right?
Yeah, and then on the D-Type, we're going to have, this will be 5 cc's larger than the Max.
Okay.
So once again, it's a little bit larger face size on there for a little bit more forgiveness, and just a little bit larger sweet spot on the D-Type. Yeah. And then the Sim 2 Tie, that'll be kind of our lowest launching, lowest spinning head. And this would be kind of our most forgiving on that D product. So these two will be very, very similar. Obviously the shaft on there is going to play a little bit different profile on there as well. For that easy for air speeder and our D products for our drivers and our fairways. Yeah. And then with our stock Sim 2 Max, we're going to go with that bench blue. We've had a lot of success with our Sim products from last year. And we'll also have that with our driver in there as well. Yeah, let's get that Sim 2 with a couple swings. Figure that's something here. Yeah, figure that's something more up your alley too. Just once again being that little better profile on there, a little better, a little better player.
You know, I'm used to the M2 a few years ago, right? So I haven't changed my fairway in a few years, so it's definitely a nice look to it. Hot feel off the face.
It sounds pretty solid as well. Yeah. And one thing on here too, so this is essentially this little sole plate that's on here. So it's a really, really heavy steel. It's 80 gram. We just basically kind of not clip in there, but so once again, a lower center of gravity, it's going to help create just a little higher launch angles, but it's also going to keep that spin down as well. So especially for whether this is kind of used as either a second driver off the tee for some players kind of lay up a little bit more, a little more control. It's just going to help, once again, for launch conditions, just going to help having that center of gravity kind of as low in the head as we can.
So I'm just going to put this in my bag right now, if that's okay.
Exactly. And then very similar to what we had with our rescues. So once again, biggest change from last year's Sim products to this year's Sim 2 is once again just this 2-level V-steel. So a little better turf interaction, so a little less resistance through the hitting zone at impact. And once again, just kind of taking the success we had with our products last year and just refine them to make them better for 2020.
Really nice looking.
All right, let's get this one a couple swings as well. I just want to see how that feels from that Sim 2 Max versus the Sim 2 Tie. How does that one feel compared to the Tie?
Really good. Really good as well. Yeah. Maybe just a little different feel, a little different sound compared to them, but they both feel really nice.
Awesome. Yeah, and that's where, like, even with this Sim 2 Max, we had Dustin Johnson play out of 7-wood, and this he played for about the last probably 6 weeks of the season last year. And once again, so because you'd say, why is he playing a 7-wood? Because he had a certain yardage and a certain ball flight that he wanted to hit, so he hit that 7, he hit the ball super, super high. So once again, it's going to land a little softer, so he can attack the par 5s and into if he needs to have, the specific yardage that he was looking for. So, I mean, for us, that was something that when we designed clubs, we're not thinking, hey, we got to put this 7-wood in the bag for DJ. That was just something that just kind of came to, and we had a lot of success with it.